Here's our forecast for snow. So highlighted in blue is 1 to 3 inches. That 1 inch mark is where our counties are currently underneath those winter weather advisories. If you're underneath the winter storm warning, like us here in Columbia, Richmond, and Aiken County, we're expecting those totals most likely at least up to 2. Now you start to get into the 3 to 5 inch range once you get into the pink color. So that does include Burke, Barnwell, Allendale, Screven, Jenkins, Emmanuel, Johnson, Washington, Bamberg counties. That's where it's looking much more likely we could see maybe 3 inch plus across the region. The model we were just showing you is the high resolution rapid refresh model, doing a pretty good job of just showing this early wave of precip, so we're going to roll with it. This is what it's projecting for snow totals across the area for the rest of today into tonight. So for us here around Augusta, near 2 inches. You can see it possibly bumps up to around 3 for Aiken, Wagner, New Ellington. But then once you get from around Barnwell, Waynesboro, Sandersville, south of that line, now you're talking the 3 to 5 inch range, and the HRRR is actually anticipating some spots maybe getting close to maybe 5-6 inches of snow. Now that would be in the very far southern tip of the CSRA, but that's where there is a slightly higher concern for maybe a few power outages if you are anticipating at least 3 inch plus of that snowfall. So here's a look at the impacts. Minor impacts, I would say, for most of us here along I-20 and north of that, in the way of our schools are closing, early releasing, not going to school tomorrow, things of that nature, and really dangerous roadways. That's really the biggest concern with winter events, especially a winter event like this for us here locally, is that it's really just road conditions become very treacherous. We have a lot of bridges, we have a lot of overpasses. Going to be very dangerous to go out there. The moderate impacts, that's where those snow totals will likely be a little bit higher, so the impacts will last longer too. Remember, once we get into Wednesday, we'll have full sun, but it'll still be very cold, so we're not going to completely evaporate everything. But if you have those higher totals, 3 inch plus, you're definitely going to see a refreeze again Wednesday night into Thursday morning, just keeping those travel impacts much longer into the forecast. But also in orange, in those moderate impacts, cannot rule out maybe a few power outages, just thanks to the snowfall just weighing on our power lines. Trees can knock down a few spots and definitely lead to some outages across the area, but that looks to be less of a concern for us here around I-20 and north. It looks like with our snow totals really just creates mainly a very dangerous travel concern, but not necessarily a huge power outage concern across the area. Also a concern is very dangerous wind chill heading into tonight, tomorrow morning, and then again Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So we do have cold weather advisories in effect for the entire viewing area tonight, and we could see it again issued Wednesday night and Thursday morning. So these are fairly rare to be issued across the entire CSRA. We do not see this all too often, and the fact that we've had these issued for the last night and then again tonight and potentially again tomorrow night, just a very unusual, very cold air mass in place. So take these seriously. Make sure you're protecting the 4 Ps, your people, pets, pipes, and plants. Specifically with your pipes, definitely protect them. You may need to let a faucet drip again tonight, tomorrow night. We are expecting these temperatures to be well below freezing for at least around 10 to 12 hours. So definitely enough to create those pipe issues across the area. And make sure you're covering up your outdoor spigots. It doesn't necessarily have to be one of the fancy ones you buy at Lowe's or Home Depot. Cover it up with a pool noodle and a blanket and just wrap it in duct tape. That'll get the job done. Just make sure you're protecting it from those outside elements. You can see even through the weekend, we'll keep low temps in the low to mid 20s. It is not until next week we get low temperatures back above freezing by next Monday and Tuesday. So each day we kind of go through and that snow hasn't evaporated in a spot or two, you're going to have to watch out for the black ice concern to stick around once again.